We're not at the top yet. We're not at the top. Do not sell, guys. Even though we're starting to see slightly these coins being slightly in the red today, right? That's what I woke up to. But we're not at the top because I'm going to fully explain what's really going on. I'm gonna break down the code for you guys. Okay, there is something shady though happening with Bitcoin. There is, and I'm going to bring that into the spotlight because I think we were correct from a long time ago. How they may sell Bitcoin and buy XRP in just a bit. But first, I want to cool everyone down. We're not at the top because, to be honest, we're actually below this 5-day moving average, guys. Which is around 4.25. Okay, so where is it? Let's check. Yep, we're still below it, guys. 4.26 around this region. We're still under it. Okay, if in the next one day and 9 hours, if we could close below this region, which is 4.26, if we're below this level in 1 day and 9 hours, guys, that's it. It's official. Moon is just beginning. Moon is just beginning, right? The reason why is because the previous times the Bitcoin topped, okay, and XRP topped was because of this one moving average that it held the line. This time we're below it, right? It wants to break below, and when it does, Bitcoin is heading to 150K. Okay, we're not at the top. Shall I talk about XRP? With XRP, we did say that. I mean, I tweeted this out. Let's check. So for XRP, I basically said that. Where was it? So XRP going to 384 about before cooling down a bit. Then the next leg higher will occur, right? So that's what's occurring as we speak, guys. We did get closer there, right, to 366, and we're starting to come down a bit. Again, this cool off period before the next leg higher, so that's going to be amazing. We're not at the tops. That's just my belief, right? And then we have today, in a couple hours from now, President Trump says big signing at 2:30 in the White House. He plans to sign the Genius Act into law today, right? So this is going to be massive, guys. Now I know with certain news and certain catalysts, it's sometimes, not all the time, right? It's sometimes, I think it's like a 50-50 depending on how the market makers feel, right? And if we have topped out or not. I know we haven't topped out, so I think this is going to be bullish. But sometimes it is. You buy the rumor, right? So everyone's buying that they're gonna these bills will be coming to law, and then they sell the news. So on the day, the price dumps, which what we're seeing right now, right? So people are trying to front run it, but overall, this is bullish in the coming weeks to months, most definitely. Now, this is what I found strange, guys, right? I've been noticing these Bitcoin transactions flying under the radar that people aren't paying attention to, but I'm gonna bring it into light so we could say 589 steps ahead. From Jacob King. Breaking! The original Bitcoin mega whale who moved 80,000 Bitcoin on July 4th is now offloading the final 40,000 Bitcoin straight into a Galaxy digital wallet. The first 40,000 Bitcoin were already transferred earlier this week. As of now, the wallet is rapidly being drained in real time. With just 6,000 Bitcoin left, guys. One by one, the giants are jumping ship before the coming crash. So it seems like this whale is done with his Bitcoin, right? Again, this whale once upon a time held 80,000 Bitcoin, okay? Like almost $10 billion or somewhere close to it. Like $8 to $10 billion, guys, depending on Bitcoin's price. And he's jumping ship. He already has, supposedly, right? Now that's odd, isn't it? Again, to me it is. Remember what I said a long time ago. Is that why? Remember, Bitcoin hasn't moved, right? If you look at Bitcoin's chart, let's quickly check, guys. Look at this. This is odd. That's why Bitcoin isn't creating a new all-time high, right? Because there are extreme amounts of selling pressure taking place. But with XRP, what happened? It pumped. Remember, once upon a time, we said it so many times, it's a law of equivalent exchange, where they're going to sell Bitcoin, okay, and then that money will flow into XRP, right? Is that what happened the previous days? Is that whale now an XRP holder? I don't know. There is a possibility of it, though. Right, very strange if you ask me. That's what I'm saying. Bitcoin is extremely shady, right? Very shady. It's actually centralized, way more than XRP is. Okay. In fact, the XRP ledger is decentralized. Now, it gets even more strange because this is huge. The largest Bitcoin whales in history are dumping their holdings quietly this week, right as the United States government moves to enforce audit requirements on stablecoins like Tether. That alone will burst the biggest bubble and fraud in financial history, Bitcoin. But wait, we're going to pause right there. Look at this. This came a long time ago from BlackRock whale too. Years ago, everyone will sell Bitcoin to buy XRP. But we say this years ago, guys. Remember back in 2020, Val Jester, I remember it, right? You guys have to remember this. Again, XRP is that phoenix, guys. That's why I said it's truly the safe haven asset. We're not at the top, so don't sell. Do not sell. This isn't financial advice. And then another one. U.S. Marshals reveal the government now holds only 29,000 Bitcoin worth $3.4 billion instead of the estimated 200,000 Bitcoin. Wait, what? Wait, what's happening here? The other day it was reported that the government basically it holds 30,000 Bitcoin instead of the original 200,000 they once used to. So what's up with that? Were they selling? I'm alarmed by reports that NACS has sold off over 80% of its Bitcoin reserves, leaving just 29,000 coins. If true, this is a total strategic blunder and says NACS back years in the Bitcoin race. Wait, that's strange. America's literally selling their own Bitcoin stack. Isn't that so weird, guys? Wait, it is to me. I thought the NACS of America was extremely bullish on Bitcoin. Does it seem like it? You have to follow the money. They can say one thing, but the other thing is where the actions show the truth. To me, America isn't bullish on Bitcoin, but most definitely XRP. That's why perhaps one day all that money will flood into XRP. Then, never forget, we're going to be talking about USDT here in just a sec. But Senator Elizabeth Warren says crypto could blow up the entire NACS economy. That's what we stated first. They're literally copying our full-blown statements from years ago. Do you understand what we're talking about? We stated that our indicator before the collapse is Bitcoin and cryptos, XRP, Ethereum, every S-coin, meme coin, everything, NFTs, everything going parabolic. When you see this appear, and we're just going bazooka mode on it all, that's an indicator before the collapse. Right, which means everything will fall. Literally, how fast it went up. It's gonna even be the rise or the quicker the rise, the harder it falls, guys. Okay, so this is what they're suggesting. Is that why the United States government is selling their bitcoins? Odd, but again, XRP is a safe haven asset. With the Bitcoin, I don't know, and we warned this for years now. Never forget.
And guardrails to make sure that crypto isn't used to blow up our entire economy. So I'm very worried.
Oh no, it will, guys. Interesting. Wait a sec. When the collapse appears, which we know in fact it will happen at some point, it's going to be blamed on crypto. That's odd. Is that how 99.9% of the coins disappear and vanish? Right? The only ones that will make it will reign supreme, such as XRP, as we stated before. And that's why they're selling their Bitcoin stacks. And remember, not only America, right, but old whales, old Satoshi era mined whales are selling their Bitcoins as well, and already have been. Imagine when Satoshi wakes up from his deepest slumber. I wouldn't want to see that sight at all.
About that, but I want to add one more twist, and that is the Clarity Bill has all those problems, has a provision in it that would let any company listed on the New York Stock Exchange opt out of SEC regulation by just digitizing themselves, put themselves on the blockchain, and all of a sudden it turns out that Amazon or Meta or General Motors is no longer governed by the SEC.
You know what's this reminded me? I just had like a flashback. Okay, so basically, she said that if a company puts their name or is integrated into the blockchain, they're no longer governed by the SEC. But you know, back in 2000, right, with the dot-com bubble, what happened back then, as I've read, is that any company that attached their name to the internet immediately blew up. It went to metrics never seen before. Right, valuations were super high. It's the same thing basically now. It's gonna get even crazier though before the collapse, right? Well, same thing with this. It's like history is repeating. So if you have your company, you may as well attach it to cryptos, right? But don't be shady. Actually do something good with it, and your company will definitely blow up, right? If you look at MicroStrategy, they have been buying Bitcoin, and their stocks are going very high. Same with Japanese companies, right? And every company out there basically. Whoever announces they're buying Bitcoin, right, for their company's balance sheets, it just rises tremendously, their stocks. So very odd. You guys see that resemblance or similarity? 2000 versus 2025, but I still think we're not at the top yet.
You do realize that literally would blow up the value of the New York Stock Exchange. That whole system, and guardrails to make sure that crypto isn't used to blow up our.
So there it is, guys. Very fascinating, huh? We learn something new every day, but don't forget this again. Okay, so they're signing it into law today, right? This is a double-edged sword. We know bills are very positive for cryptos, but little do people realize is, wait, it's very negative for stablecoin, and it's the most gigantic stablecoin out there, which is named Tether USDT. Okay. Now, when these bills go into law, Tether will be casted out of America, right? And they won't have any business any longer in America. They can't, because they can't be audited. They don't want. I mean, they can, but they don't wish to, because then they'll expose USDT in plain sight, right? Full blown. Again, this is the trigger, isn't it? I know everyone's being bullish, and I am too. I actually, this is so bullish you can't even imagine, because once the shady players are out of the scene, it's only transparency reigns supreme. Only transparency reigns supreme. So watch out for Tether. What Tether stated is, if this happens, don't worry, we'll just create another stablecoin for American users, and you guys can audit that one, right? But Tether, people know it's very shady at that point, right? So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens here, right? That's why it seems like all these people are selling their Bitcoins, guys. But again, that's why I said XRP is a safe haven asset, right? Look at this one. Congressman Brad Sherman says crypto stable coins are not stable and not a coin. This is where RLUC takes this is where the XRP ledger reigns supreme. I'm telling you, right? That's so funny that crypto stable coins are supposed to be stable, but they're not. If you look at UCT's peg, it's not, right? That's what I'm saying. Saying XRP do not sell, but Bitcoin, your time has probably come. You're very shady, to say at least. Not financial advice, but I do know this thing is going to keep going higher before the collapse, because we haven't entered the collapse point yet. We're close to it, but not yet. Now, financial advice, be prepared. But anyways, that's Sophie's Amazing. See ya.